Afternoon, everybody. This is Pamela with Be the Boss of You. Yesterday's video, I explained why I started this little tribe of Be the Boss of You. And it's through my commitment to educate people around domestic violence, intimate partner violence, sexual assault, rape, and child abuse. I strongly believe education is the key. And I know that we've had, most recently, the Me Too movement, and women are standing up. However, if you look at the figures, the Me Too movement has helped because everything helps. But the domestic violence and the violence towards women numbers continue to increase. We continue to see women that have been shot in the head, stabbed in the heart, beaten to death, through individuals that are perpetrators, abusers that feel entitled. Maybe they watched it growing up. Maybe I don't like to use the word narcissistic because I think that's kind of a label that goes around, but the shoe fits. But my goal, my passion, my commitment is education. What it looks like to be in an abusive relationship, how it sounds, how it might feel. One of the things that I did want to share with you, and why I have my big old glasses on, is that there was a Violence Against Women Act put out to legislation in, I believe, 1994. And if you read it, what's amazing to me is what they had first proposed was $1.6 billion to help victims of violence, domestic violence, intimate partner violence. And before I start, please understand that I'm probably going to use the heterosexual examples of man and woman, but today we are so lucky to have so many colors of genders and colors of skin. And you know, God created us all. So if I use the man and woman heterosexual relationship, please know that I am not excluding anyone, because I do believe God created every single one of us, and He loves every single one of us, and you know what? We're all equal. So please know that I'm probably going to fall back on that, and please, this is geared toward everyone. So the act was brought to the House, and over the years, it's been shot down, which blows my mind. It's been brought up again. It's been rewritten. And in some form or another, it's been in place. However, what really struck me as poignant is that in February of 2013, the bill was brought up to the Senate. And one of the parties stripped the version down to give limited help to LGBT and Native Americans. Okay, I see, I could never be a politician because that blows my mind. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean, that's like saying, okay, Jane gets help, but Susie doesn't. I mean, it's just so weirdly arbitrary. Anyway, finally, it was brought up, so they did a renewed act, and they expanded it, and they expanded the protection to gay, lesbian, transgender individual, Native Americans, and immigrants, which basically means everybody, thank goodness. And on March 7th, 2013, our past president, Barack Obama, signed the Violence Against Women Reauthorization Act. And I say, you go, Barack. What if our administration took domestic violence and violence against women on as a platform? Would that not just blow the socks out of these numbers? I mean, you know, we had an election a month ago, 2 months ago. I probably saw 50 to 100. It was like the SpongeBob SquarePants. I probably saw 50 to 100 ads. And I can tell you I saw not one educational ad on domestic violence. And this is a silent epidemic. This is an epidemic that is happening in the United States. Our mothers, our daughters, our sisters, our aunts are being killed, beaten, quietly and silently, hidden away in their homes. I believe shame plays an enormous factor, and it certainly did for me, because I had enormous shame. Even though I was being physically and emotionally abused, I didn't even tell my best friend until someone finally took me to a shelter, and I sat and I got educated. And it was like, oh my God, I've been abused. So my commitment today, now this was 26 years ago, but my commitment today is to help and to reach out through any means possible. Even if it's just this little video series and me talking and talking and talking, but I'm not going to stop talking until we see a decrease in numbers. Till we understand and we know and we bring it out of the shadows and we stop making this topic taboo, because it's not taboo. It is a topic that needs to be talked about and talked about and talked about. A dialogue needs to spread. We need to start bringing leaders up with our men, because it's a man's issue. It's not just a piddly woman's issue. Healthcare and other things, yes, that goes in the woman's arena, but I believe that this is a man's issue. So know that in the upcoming topics, they're going to be solely focused on this. And before I go, I want to reach out to anybody who thinks they may be in an abusive relationship or they are in an abusive relationship. If you go on any center's website, they have on their front page and on any page that you go to a button you can push that will get you immediately out of the site, because safety is their main concern. So, and also I want to mention that the hotline is just not for emergencies. The hotline is for questions. So please ask. And I know it's scary and I know it's hard, and I'm here. So if I can answer your questions, I'm happy to. If you've got a group you'd like me to speak to, I'm happy to. Because until my last breath, I will continue to educate and talk about what's happening to the women of the United States, to the men and the children, and all of the train wrecks that are walking around out there that have kept their mouths shut because of shame. So I wish you all a wonderful day. Be blessed. And until we talk again, please remember, you're the boss of you. Bye now.